Hi there, welcome back to this Do the Same Thing Every Day series. This is what I have come up with today. It was really fun. I loved it. And if you're not already following the series, I'm gonna link the two first videos down below for you. But I hope you like it. This is very minimal. And this is what I have been doing lately with many of my other projects, just keeping them minimal. I have really minimal supplies. So these is from the first two videos that I'm showing you right here. And now we're going to start with the three new pairs. We're going to use glue, scissors, an old brush, some more glue, different types of paper. Some of them are from like packing paper. Some others I've worked with in my other crafty videos. If you're interested in seeing those and my coffee bubbles and the paint bubbles and how I prep some of my papers and how I made this journal where we're working on, because that's actually handmade too. So what I did here, I just grabbed one of the papers that I thought would look good in this space and I drew a pear shape. And I am going to cut this out because this is all about cutting papers and gluing them in and adding coffee, because all of these videos, what they have in common is the coffee, because I love using coffee in my projects. So for this one, I just went around the pear, around and around in like a spiral kind of way, and to make the shape that my dog scratching the carpet. If you hear that, I'm sorry. To make the shape that I wanted to come up with, because then the trick is to go back into the pear and cut a little slit again and just separate it from the entire spiral piece so that we have a gap in between each of the spirally pieces of paper, if that makes any sense. Oh, by the way, if you do not follow me already on Instagram, feel free to jump over at Mix It Up Marcy and see what I come up with over there, because I do share some other stuff there, like my plans and some part of my life and other crafty projects and ideas. So if you're interested in that, that's available for you. And as always, all the materials used will be linked in the description below. And if you are a newbie to my channel, welcome. And if you've been here for a long time, thank you and welcome back. I hope you have ideas every time you come by and watch one of my videos. Now for this one, I decided that I wanted to have a background and I didn't know which paper would look better because the paper was already busy, and at the end I just decided to go with plain craft paper just to make the pear pop a little off the page. Now I'm just gluing it with regular PVC glue or Elmer's glue or whatever you want to call it, white glue, and just go around it. And for those of you who have asked about the heat gun, I got it a long time ago, so the one that they have available now, I get it black instead of white. So I'm sorry about that. I have no control over the colors that the company comes up with, but it is the same heat gun and it works, I guess, the same way, because mine is amazing. It's just be careful, watch your fingers, because the air, it's really hot. It can actually blister your hand. So just be careful when you use any type of, sharp tools or guns or heat tools or anything like that. Now for this one, I had this really cool pattern going on in one of my papers from one of my old videos, and I decided it kind of looked like a pear, so I just cut part of it, and my intention was to glue it on the side of the paper, but it kind of looked better in the middle. And then I decided I wanted to complete the other half of the pear and use my pens that I always use, which are Micron pens. I'll link them down below for you too, because you have asked if they're water resistant or proof or whatever, but once you draw with them and they dry, you can actually go over it with watercolors and they won't smear. You can put coffee on top of it, water on top of it, and they would not smear. So these are amazing. I love them, and actually the new ones I ordered should be arriving soon. But you don't need to see that. Out here I was just thinking how the little seeds were gonna look and how I was supposed to place them. So I decided this is a cool way for a parrot to display the thingamajiggies, you know, their seeds. And if they look like an apple seed, I'm sorry, I'm not a expert at drawing pears, but I decided that they're very easy and comfortable to draw. So that's why I picked them for my everyday drawing. Now it was kind of looking floating in the middle, if that's even possible for a drawing to do, but I wanted to give it some ground, and I decided why not just go full on and divide this in the middle, since the pear is already half and half. And I just added a few lines with my Micron pen. I think this is the 0.5 size. If you're more interested in being precise, I can check for you. Just leave me a comment below and let me know if you're following along what you decided to draw, or if you're just starting to watch this series, if you are inspired by any of this craziness that's in my head. But I swear you guys, the less supplies, the more imagination you have. So that's what this is all about. Oh, look how the coffee just opens up with the glue. That's just amazing. Yep. So now I was drinking some sparkling water. I forgot about my water to bring it to the table, so I just put some sparkling water in here and it worked fine. I don't have any mold on my paper or anything, but use what you got, right? I guess you just use what you have. But yep, I'm not gonna make you go through the whole pain of watching me just put this around my pear, but it looked really, really cool. This gluey surface was just really cool texture, and because it was already glue, it just stayed in place. I just needed to dry it. And if you're going to dry this with the heat gun, make sure you go little by little, because otherwise it's gonna start bubbling up, like blistering up on your paper. It's okay if you have some blisters, or you can just wait for it to dry by itself, but you can see me popping those later, seeing that I had little tiny blisters. They do look cool and they add something to the page, but sometimes they get sticky. So before you turn the page, make sure they're completely dry. Now for my last page, it was just too white for my eye, and I needed some background, something. So I just grabbed whatever I had left and used it all in this page and made my own splashy weird background, and then grabbed one of those extra papers I had and decided to just put them in here. Since it's glue, they're already sticking, but just added some black in there. And while I was grabbing these papers, the little teeny tiny piece left from the pear from the beginning stuck to one of my papers, and I decided why not use that too. So I actually used that piece of paper too and made the extra pear that you're going to see here after I place this paper. So to me, it was just using everything in these 3 drawings, and I did not use anything that I had on my table. I mean, some of the papers I didn't use, but everything else that I was working with already got used up, and I had no leftovers. So that to me was really cool. Oh, for the coffee canvas, I am going to try to film that this week so that I can edit the video for next week, and we'll have a break from my pear making videos if you are tired of those. But this is video number 3, and I hope you like what you're seeing, and I hope you're enjoying working with less materials. For the canvas that I'm going to work on, if you want to try and do it yourself too, you're gonna need some sand that you can collect at the beach or the park. Just make sure it doesn't have any like rocks in it or pebbles or whatever. And for the canvas, you're also gonna need coffee. You're going to need some gesso, and I can't think of any other materials, but if you're interested in that, leave me a comment and I'll try to list it in the description. But yeah. Now I just used both of my glues here and try to cut like little pieces of the paper away from the paper and folded those back, and that's what I'm trying to glue right now, so that you have one out, one in, and it looks pretty cool. And here's the moment where I just didn't think it would look good in this piece of paper, and I was trying it on the other one. Which one do you like best? Let me know, because I decided to just go with the whole theme of the notebook and glue it over to the right side. But this is all for today. This is all I did. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like, and any tips on what you have done differently. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and keep up with my crazy life and channel. Have an amazing day, guys. Thanks for coming by. Bye.